What is up, everybody? It's Zach from at Premier Soccer Investing coming at you with yet another Slapsocks FC YouTube video. Let's get into it. First, we're starting it off with the Ballon d'Or nominees came out. This is like the main three contenders to win it: Robert Lewandowski, Lionel Messi, and Jorginho. And really, this is Messi's Ballon d'Or. He won the Copa America with Argentina. He won a cup with Barcelona, kept them in the league title hunt the whole year, had fantastic numbers. We see how poor Barcelona is now without him. That shows how good he was last season. He finally got that trophy too, best player of the tournament in the Copa America. And I do feel for Robert Lewandowski, though, because he would have won the 2020 Ballon d'Or, but they canceled it. He had another fantastic season, but it just wasn't on par with Messi's in the end. And then I'm sorry, there's the people out there who are saying Jorginho should win the Ballon d'Or. No, he should not. He should not even be in this discussion. The Ballon d'Or is about the best player in the world for that past season. Not who won the most trophies, not who won the best trophies, who was the best player. And Jorginho was, there's no argument you can make where he was the best player. He wasn't even a full-time starter at Chelsea week in and week out for them all season. Yeah, he won the Champions League. Yeah, he won the Euros. Yeah, he scored a penalty or two here and there. But that's not what gives you a Ballon d'Or. Not at all. You have to be the best player in the world, and no one can sit there with a straight face and say Jorginho is the best player in the world. You can't. He had a great season. Good for him. He won trophies. Good for him. That doesn't make you the Ballon d'Or winner. Nothing against Jorginho. He has a ton of quality. He's a good player, but he does not belong in the Ballon d'Or discussion, and this is Messi's Ballon d'Or, not Jorginho's. That's just a fact. I'm sorry. Hate to break for the people out there that wanted Jorginho to win it. He's not. Moving on, Newcastle. Newcastle have finally been taken over by Saudi Arabia's public investment fund after a couple of years of them trying. This is now the richest club in the world. They have 20 times the money that City did. And, yeah, it's scary news for the rest of the Big Six because Newcastle is going to be right there with them, even if they get relegated this year, which is definitely a possibility. But there's also going to be a renewed focus on financial fair play, financial doping, because it's going to happen here when an owner with that deep of pockets takes over a club. They're not the Public Investment Fund for Saudi Arabia didn't buy Newcastle with the intention to not spend money. They're going to be spending money. They're going to be trying to buy top players, and they're going to try to establish themselves as one of the biggest clubs in the world, one of the most successful clubs in the world. With the amount of money they have, the odds are is that they're going to be able to do it and do it pretty quickly too. Moving on, it's an international break, so 3 games in 7 days for the U.S. Started out super strong in the first one of the best performances that the U.S. has given under Greg Berhalter with a 2-0 win at home in Austin, Texas against Jamaica. Ricardo Pepi, top player, scored a brace yet again. Absolute baller. He's going to be in one of the top European teams in January, moving in January probably. But, it was really encouraging to see with Pulisic and Reina out that guys like Brendan Aronson and Tim Weah were really able to step up and fill that void at the winger positions and create and be dangerous going forward and carrying the ball and beating defenders and feeding Pepi, and that's what they're able to do. And Pepi is really just showing his natural goal-scoring instincts, and he is ruthless in the box and ruthless in front of goal, which is what the U.S. has been desperately crying out for. Number 9 who could do that, and we finally look to have found our guy in Ricardo Pepi, the 18-year-old Ricardo Pepi, too, I might add. And then, 3 games in 7 days. I get it, Berhalter. You wanted to rotate the squad, but there's something to be said for too much rotation. Dropped all of our top young talents for a lot of aging MLS veterans who don't have the quality to win a game by themselves, and that's what he expected them to do on the road against Panama. And basically, U.S. didn't even really have a sniff at goal this whole game. Deserved losers in the end, losing 1-0 to Panama. Just an awful result, bringing pressure back onto Berhalter into the team to get a result in the next match. But before I go into that, the list of the most minutes played for the U.S. men's national team under Berhalter, it illustrates the point about that Panama game. Paul Arriola, 1. Tim Ream, veteran, yeah, he's on an MLS guy, but he's quality-wise, he kind of is. 2, and then Legit. I love Legit. I'm a Galaxy fan, but another MLS guy, number 3. We, as U.S. men's national team fans, want to be seeing guys like McKennie up there, Pulisic up there, Dest up there, not Arriola, Ream, and Legit. That's a problem that we've continued to have over the years. We're not playing our top guys enough. And we got to trust that, yeah, they're young, they're fit, they're going to be able to get through those games, get results, and recover. And it's because you can't expect any team to roll over. And that's kind of what was expected against Panama, that it would just be an easy game, an easy match, an easy win. Thankfully, the U.S. was able to rebound against Costa Rica, even with giving up an early goal behind the performance of Serginho Dest, who was absolutely brilliant, scored an amazing thunderbolt of a goal on his left foot, smashed it into the top left corner after cutting in, dominant on the right side the whole game. He really showed his quality. Dest, when he has the ball, is one of the most dangerous players in CONCACAF for sure. He's our version of Alphonso Davies. Gets the ball and goes and just beats people from that outside back position. And that's what he was able to do to great effect against Costa Rica. Additionally, that was the youngest ever men's national team squad in World Cup qualifying, with the oldest player being Stefan at 26 years old, which is absolutely unheard of in an international football match. Most of the time, these teams are playing squads on average age of 28 years old. We didn't even have a player that age on the field at all. We had a 26-year-old and then a bunch of 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22 years old. So the future, again, is very, very bright for the U.S., and the present is too, if we can keep up picking results like that. Additionally, Pepe's camp, there's been rumors. This is obviously unverified. There's been reports of his camp agreeing to personal terms with Wolfsburg. We'll see. Their Champions League club, yes. Struggling this year, also yes. I don't know if that's the best place for him, especially with news like this, like Premier League clubs showing an interest. You have Ajax showing an interest, other Bundesliga clubs too. And I think the focus for Pepe should be to go to a place with the European football where he's going to be starting at number 9. And that's a tough spot to find, but he is good enough to be able to demand that. And honestly, I think the $12 to $15 million expected to land him seems low. I think he's going to be the MLS transfer record fee when it's all said and done and cost closer to $30 million. But we'll see. Speaking of that, got to win this match. Next match, USA versus Mexico, Friday, November 12th in Cincinnati. It's going to be a massive, massive game. Hopefully the U.S. can repeat their prior 2-0 results that they've had in Mexico over the years and get another win in Ohio against Mexico. But they're probably going to be without Gio Reyna again, and we'll see about Pulisic. His status is still up in the air. Good news is that Aronson and Weah showed that they could fill the void this past international break, and I expect them to be able to do so again, especially if Reyna is out and Pulisic too. And it's going to be a big match, obviously. Top 2 teams at the top of the CONCACAF table, Mexico with 14, USA 11. The Canada's easily that third best team with 10, and this is kind of the big 3 CONCACAF. And then Panama's a step below them with 8, and then Costa Rica, Jamaica, and El Salvador are kind of their own little clump, and then Honduras is just a mess, bringing up the rear of the table with 3 points through 6 games, which is obviously not great. Moving on, so FIFA has been talking about hosting a World Cup every 2 years. This would frankly be awful for the game, and there's been fierce opposition to it from the European countries. I think the South American countries are against it too, because it would screw up the Copa America and the Euros and basically make them irrelevant if you have a World Cup every 2 years. Additionally, all the clubs are against it because it takes the players from them even more wear and tear on the players. A lot of players are against it because it just brings even more games to that they have to play, and they've already got too many as it is. And frankly, I think this is just bad for the fans too. It takes away from the magic of the World Cup, the tradition, just everything that makes the World Cup the greatest sporting event in the world. It's because it's once every 4 years, and it wouldn't be improved by being once every 2 years. It would get worse. And recent reports today and yesterday are that FIFA is now seeing this backlash and is backing off this plan and is moving towards scrapping it, which is what's best for the game, because this plan is frankly asinine. It'd be awful for the sport of football, and hopefully it does not happen. And then Neymar also said that he's considering retirement from international football, it seems like, after the 2022 World Cup, and just focusing on club from there. Carrying the mantle of the guy, being the guy for Brazil, comes with a ton of pressure. And Germany have punched their ticket to the World Cup. Musiala was amongst the goals in the sealer. Obviously, one of the biggest rookies from last year's set of products. He's a one to watch. Hansi Flick's got Germany looking like his Bayern Munich teams, and that they win basically every match they're in. So Germany's, after being ridden off at the end of Yogi Löw's tenure, it's looking like they're right back to where they normally are at the top of world football. They're going to be tough in this next World Cup for sure. And then major international trophy was handed out this international window. France winning the Champions League behind a late winner, somewhat controversial winner with regards to offsides law. And then by Kylian Mbappe, who's rebounded from his very, very disappointing Euros to hand France a trophy behind his goal, and Benzema was amongst the goals too. But yeah, this was good to see for all of us Mbappe investors out there, that he can still go and play in the big matches for France and succeed. It was a really well taken, well finished goal, and France get another trophy in this golden generation that they're in right now, led by Kylian Mbappe and Karim Benzema. MLS Topps Chrome Sapphire came out as a product, and the autos for the Hot Americans have been selling well. As you can see, Ricardo Pepi auto, $650. Caden Clark, $525 listed. But yeah, I personally think that this is both a good and a bad thing for the hobby. Good thing is that even with Topps losing their licenses, it's looking like they're going to pivot as a company and fully focus on soccer as their main product and offering going forward. So that should lead to better products, hopefully more on-card autos moving forward, higher-end stuff. But it could get to a point where they're flooding the market with a lot of different products. Now it's starting to get to that point, though. I think the market's going to grow enough to support it, and the market will determine, some stuff has value, some stuff doesn't, and it's not going to tank everything, but just you got to be careful navigating these waters with how many different products are releasing right now in soccer. But overall, I think this is a net positive that Topps is bringing a product like Sapphire into the MLS, showing the growth of the American soccer card market, because they feel like they have the demand to make very good money off this product. And then moving on from the international break into what happened in club football last weekend, a matchup of two of the top teams in the Bundesliga, Bayer Leverkusen and Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich stomped Leverkusen, winning 5-1, fully establishing themselves as, we're the champs. We're going to stay the champs. No one's taking that Bundesliga title from us. And after that result, I have to agree. I think Bayern already now has one hand on the Bundesliga trophy, and we're not even into the month of November yet. But that's just the reality of it this year, as Bayern is dominant. There's not really a true challenger for them in the Bundesliga, with Dortmund and Leipzig in somewhat of a down year for both of those clubs. Then Barcelona, big result for them. Obviously, tons of struggles over the last couple of weeks, just this whole season in general, really. But they've been boosted by the return of Ansu Fati, who just signed a new contract, bringing his release clause there to €1 billion and taking him through till 2027, I believe. scored a goal. Fati looks good. Again, it's just you knew he was going to come back and play well. The question was going to be, is will his knees hold up? And you can't know until they don't. So hopefully they do. But again, it's just you have to be prepared if you're investing in Fati that he does get hurt and you lose a lot of money. Hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully he keeps this great form up. But yeah. And then a big collapse by Manchester United, allowing Leicester to storm back and win this one 4-2. Jamie Vardy with what turned out to be the winning goal, and then Patson Daka scored 2, and then he ended up scoring 4 goals midweek in Europe. So he's been on a tear for Leicester. And really, the two best players in the EPL in the last month have been Vardy, who I mentioned previously, scoring against Manchester United, and then Mohamed Salah, who I'll get to in a minute too. It's just been almost Messi like the last 3 or 4 weeks, just dribbling through crowds of people, scoring great goals. He's probably the most informed player in world football at the moment, and we'll see how long he can keep that up, but he's really driving Liverpool forwards right now. And then Champions League this week, Man City stomped over Club Brugge 5-1, no surprise there. Sporting rolled through Beşiktaş 4-1, and then the game of the day and the Tuesday, well, one of the co-games of the days in the Tuesday's Champions League action, PSG, a back-and-forth match against RB Leipzig, went 3-2 behind a brace from a match-winning brace from Messi. He's looking to finally have started to pick up his form in Paris, rounding into just better play there. Pochettino's figuring out how to use him better. His teammates are figuring out how to play with them, and Messi's finally getting the chance to show his absolutely undeniable quality. Big upset here. Porto squeaking past Milan 1-0. And then another fantastic match. Liverpool winning 3-2 against Atletico. Liverpool went up 2-0 early. Atletico clawed it back behind a brace from Griezmann, but Liverpool and Salah proved too much in the end, winning 3-2. And then there's some drama after the game as Simeone refused to shake Klopp's hand. But Liverpool win in another special European night at Anfield. Then Ajax just demolished Dortmund. Okay, moving on to Wednesday's matches. Barcelona get their first goal and first win of the Champions League, winning 1-0 against Dynamo Kiev. Bayern rolled through Benfica, and then Neuer had a great game in that one, winning 4-0. Villarreal dominated Young Boys, winning 4-1 there. And then Manchester United came from 2-0 down against Atalanta and calls for Ole's head at halftime to win 3-2 behind a late winner from Cristiano Ronaldo. Lille and Sevilla played to a 0-0 draw. Chelsea was able to ease past Malmo 4-0. No surprises there. And then Juventus was able to get a hard-fought win against Zenit, winning 1-0 in that one. And then moving on, going into a little Slapsucks pro data to end this one. Looking at Ansu Fati's, his Topps Chrome base PSA 9. Look at a little more affordable card here. Up 89% in the last 3 months, mainly due to his big return and his subsequent good form. Barca started at $57 in August. This card is up to $108 now and rising as he continues to score goals for Barcelona and show that he's still one of the most talented young players in the world. This card, really his other cards just are going to continue to rise if he keeps scoring goals. And it's definitely one to watch moving forward. However, he's going to be hurt by Barcelona. It's still pretty unlikely, even with their win, that they're going to qualify for the knockout stages of the Champions League. And that's normally what brings the really big price movement in players' cards. And if Barcelona isn't there, that's going to cap Fati's ceiling for the season a little bit. So that's just one to keep in mind if you're investing in him too. Then lastly, I want to compare the two GOATs here because they both had big match winners this week in the Champions League. Compare their 2014 Prism bases, PSA 10s. So they've been pretty equal over the last 3 months. Messi is in the orange. As you can see, he had that big spike around his transfer to PSG. And then they both kind of leveled off. Ronaldo and Messi both have had similar charts, drop down, and then we're back to even again. But now with Messi picking his form up, even with Ronaldo scoring goals for Manchester United, it's just he hasn't seen that as growth and been able to catch Messi in price, because it's looking more and more likely each week that United really won't truly be able to challenge for the title, the Premier League title in the end. They're too inconsistent. The same thing in the Champions League. But for PSG, they have the French league already sealed up, which granted won't move prices much, if at all. But they're starting to show that they can win in the Champions League, and that's what's helping keep Messi's prices above Ronaldo's for now. And additionally, you just have reputationally, Messi is considered the GOAT. Ronaldo's considered top 3, top 5 player by most. Some people consider them the GOAT, yes, but the majority say that Messi is the greatest player ever. So that's boosting his prices too in the end. Yeah, that's going to do it for this week. Thank you for watching. As always, like, comment, subscribe. DM me with any question you want to talk, footy, cards, all that stuff. Thanks for watching. Peace.